Hi listeners. Welcome back to Kokajin channel. Learning English fast for free. Today we're going to talk about asking about addresses in the usage of present perfect tense. Asking about addresses. Listen and repeat. Where do you live? Where do you live? I live on Washington Street. I live on Washington Street. What's your address? What's your address? I live at 1203 Washington Street. I live at 1203 Washington Street. I'm Mr. Smith's next door neighbor. I'm Mr. Smith's next door neighbor. You live here in the city, don't you? You live here in the city, don't you? I'm from out of town. I'm from out of town. How long have you lived here? How long have you lived here? I've lived here for 5 years. I've lived here for 5 years. He's known me for over 10 years. He's known me for over 10 years. I've spoken English all my life. I've spoken English all my life. I've already read that book. I've already read that book. Has he studied French very long? Has he studied French very long? Have you had breakfast already? Have you had breakfast already? Yes, I had breakfast 2 hours ago. Yes, I had breakfast 2 hours ago. Substitution drills.
1. Where do you live? Is it near here? Where does she live? Is it near here? 2. I live on Washington Street. Where do you live? I live on Jones Boulevar. Where do you live? I live on New York Avenue. Where do you live? 3. What's your address? Do you live near here? What's your home address? Do you live near here? What's your street address? Do you live near here? 4. I live at 1203 Washington Street. I live next door to Henry. I live at 1502 Jones Boulevard. I live next door to Henry. I live at 3995 University Drive. I live next door to Henry. I live at 1600 New York Avenue. I live next door to Henry. 5. He's Mr. Smith's neighbor. They live on the same street. He's Mr. Smith's neighbor. They live in the same block. He's Mr. Smith's neighbor. They live in the same neighborhood. 6. You live here in the city, don't you? You live here in the suburbs, don't you? You live here in the country, don't you? You live here on the other side of the city, don't you? 7. I'm from out of town. I've lived here just a few days. I'm from out of state. I've lived here just a few days. I'm from another country. I've lived here just a few days. 8. How long have you lived here? Can you tell me? How long has Helen lived here? Can you tell me? How long have your friend lived here? Can you tell me? 9. I've lived here for 5 years. We've lived here for 5 years. They've lived here for 5 years. He's lived here for 5 years. 10. I've spoken English all my life. Have you? I've worked hard all my life, have you? I've studied all my life, have you? I've gone to bed early all my life, have you? I've been here all my life, have you? 11. I've already read that book. I want to go to bed now. I've already studied my lesson. I want to go to bed now. I've already gone to the movies. I want to go to bed now. I've already done my work. I want to go to bed now. 12. Has he studied French very long? Do you know? Has he studied French very many years? Do you know? Has he studied French quite a few years? Do you know? Has he studied French all his life? Do you know? Has he studied French since last year? Do you know? 13. It's still very early in the morning. Have you had breakfast already? It's still very early in the morning. Has she had breakfast already? 14. I had breakfast 2 hours ago. I woke up 2 hours ago. I studied my lesson 2 hours ago. I came home 2 hours ago. 15. I've worked hard every day for over 10 years. I've awakened early every day for over 10 years. I've gotten up late every day for over 10 years. I've gone to bed late every day for over 10 years. 16. I've lived here for over 5 years. I've lived here for more than 5 years. I've lived here for about 5 years. I've lived here for nearly 5 years. 17. I live next door to you. I live near your house. I live close to you. I live in your neighborhood. 18. He still doesn't know where you live. He still doesn't know where your address. He still doesn't know where you work. 19. I had breakfast already. I had breakfast 2 hours ago. I had breakfast early this morning. 20. I haven't had dinner yet. I haven't had lunch yet. I haven't had breakfast yet. That's the end of the lesson. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share this link and give comment. See ya.